Hi, my name is Nick, and I can't believe that I played this game on launch, what is now 11 bloody years ago. My God. So, what I decided to do was go back through on was obviously way nicer hardware and way better than what I had back in the day, and actually start looking at Half-Life 2, which is it's basically one of the well, for one thing, it is more or less the reason why we all give Steam an absolutely insane amount of money every single sale, myself included. And yeah, this was a game that was a it was more or less the Empire Strikes Back of the Star Wars of the narrative first person shooter. And even though Half-Life's plot is, to be fair, a little on the thin side, it really was quite the leap forward in narrative presentation when it came out. And the expectations for Half-Life 2 were incredibly large. And looking back, there are a lot of limitations to Half-Life 2's presentation. We have much advanced our storytelling and gaming in the last 10 years or so. Mass Effect, I mean, really, when you get down to it, Mass Effect and Walking Dead really raised that bar. And as the best way to say it is, the Call of Duty games, or at least they're single player. I guess they don't have single player Call of Duty games anymore. But basically, it's more or less the same silent protagonist who shoots his way through the narrative, and yay! You get the prize of game over, you've won, you've killed all the bad people that you were supposed to kill, your power fantasy has been exalted, and there you go. So, yeah, that, in a lot of ways, Half-Life 2 established that level of gameplay, pacing, gunplay, vehicle sections. Wow, yeah. I remember being a little off-put by the vehicle sections when they were here, but yeah, the whole idea of that first-person shooter that presented a contiguous narrative with vehicle sections, multiple, really, well, Half-Life 2 was before the whole you only have two guns and a grenade. Half-Life 2 does have its roots back in the 90s shooters, which pretty much laid you down with about 3 metric tons of military hardware and gave you a whole bunch of ammo and said, kill people. And then it had physics puzzles, which, again, they're seeing what Valve did with the Portal games. The physics puzzles in Half-Life 2, they're pretty basic. But I will say this, when you're just taking a little bit of time out to sandbox it through and you're doing the crane sections and like, it's kind of super fun. So I'm really curious to go on through this with you and take a look and see, so where is Half-Life 11 years later? Let's get started. All right.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine. Not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job.
So
no one is more deserving of a rest, and all the effort in the world would have gone to waste until...
And, yeah,
well, let's just say your hour has come again.
But back in 2004, this was rather impressive, and this is actually an updated engine.
The right man in the wrong
and by the
place
way,
can make all the difference in the world. So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
In real time. That was impressive as hell. Yeah. I remember watching the original trailers and the original videos for Half-Life 2 and just being absolutely wowed at the presentation. And a lovely little reference to the train ride in Half-Life 1. And I'm actually really enjoying the fact...
I didn't see you get on.
Really enjoying the fact that you're allowed to just...
End of the line.
Welcome. Welcome to City 17. You have chosen or been chosen to relocate to one of our finest remaining urban centers.
And indeed,
I thought
as
so much of
a
City
very
17
first
that I
presentation of
elected
the
to
world,
establish my administration here in the citadel so
I was
thoughtfully
actually living in
provided
France
by
at the
our
time
benefactors.
when this was
I've been
released,
proud to
and I
call
remember
City 17 my
enjoying,
And
as
so,
someone
whether
noticed,
you
how
are here to
they
stay
got
or
the look
passing
of
through on your way to parts unknown,
Cold War
Welcome
Soviet
to City
industrial
17.
architecture.
It's
I
safer.
believe they took their cues from towns in Poland and the like, that they copy the architecture, but also some of the boxy dorm architecture. I was living in rural France at the time, where the buildings were probably of this same era. I had to very much appreciate how much they got that aesthetic. And also, one nice thing about this here source engine, it really does a little bit of nice lighting
Welcome.
here.
Welcome to City 17.
And
you have chosen or been chosen
I do have to
relocate
enjoy
one of our
how
finest
this right
remaining
here
urban centers.
functionally
I thought
serves
so much
as
of
an
City
audio log,
17
as you
that
would
I
see in the
elected to
Bioshock
establish
movies,
It's all I
my
or not the
administration
Bioshock
here
games.
in the citadel
All right, I'm
so
moving.
thoughtfully
Jeez.
And,
provided by
yeah.
our benefactors.
Like the
I've been
iLogs
proud to
of the
call
System
City
Shock or
17 my
Bioshock
home.
games, or I guess
And
I've
so,
never actually
whether
played
you
Dead
are
Space,
here
but
to
I've heard
stay
that they're
or
there.
passing through
Yeah,
on your way
that
to parts
functionally
unknown,
sets the narrative
Welcome
and gives
to City
you,
17.
yeah,
It's
other than
safer.
your fellow convicts, so to speak, you do get the very first look of what the person who ends up being your big bad slash nemesis, as much as Bring can be called your nemesis in this. Yeah, your very first look out into this world is a deeply sterile world where you are boxed in,
Welcome.
and
Welcome to
Oh.
City 17.
and you're even
You
prodded
have chosen
along
or been
very
chosen
nice
to
beat,
relocate to one of our
something that
finest remaining
enforces
urban centers.
pacing and
I thought so much of City
reinforces the
17 that
impressive
I
nature
elected
of
to
this place.
establish
And
my
all the time,
administration
you are
here
getting negative
in the citadel
connotations
so
of
thoughtfully provided
Bring.
by
Huh.
our benefactors.
And this
I've been proud
you
to
the
nice
only
little
ones
bit
on
right
that
here, your
train?
little
In my
floating
home.
cam eye that
And so, whether you are here to stay
basically
or
reinforces,
passing
yes,
through
this
on
is
your way
the
to parts unknown,
oppressive
Welcome
East European
City 17.
dystopia,
safer
but it's also alien. There's a floating, definitely Matrix or Giger inspired, mechanical, nasty-looking little creature. And yeah. Okay, I'm definitely beginning to appreciate this. And even good. Okay, another thing that already that
Welcome.
they've done here
Welcome
is
to City 17.
see
You have
that
chosen or
all
been
of
chosen
the
to relocate
convicts,
to
so
one
to
of our
speak, or
finest
the
remaining
plebes,
urban centers.
every time you
I
see
thought so
them,
much
you
of
see
City
some
17
form of
that I
depression,
elected
like
to establish
that man
my
just
administration
tossing that
here
out.
in the citadel
It's
so
a
thoughtfully
great
provided
bit
by our
of detail
benefactors.
that,
I've been
with
proud
these
to
little
call
scripted
City
sequences,
17 my home.
tiny little bits that
And so,
reinforce the
whether you
entire
are here
milieu.
to
Dr.
stay
Breen
or
again?
passing
I was
through
hoping
on
I'd seen the
your
last
way
of
to
him in
parts
City
unknown,
14.
To City 17. It's safer.
Also, good on them for at least giving you a little bit of direction. It's very railroaded, but what they're trying to do is create a continuous experience.
This must be a mistake. I got a standard relocation coupon just like everybody else.
Enjoying how the visual presentation just keeps, yeah, it just keeps on reinforcing every moment here.
I'm gonna need me some privacy for this.
Okay,
About that beer I owed you. It's me, Gordon. Barney from Black Mesa. Hey, sorry for the scare. I had to
remember
put on a show
Barney
for the
in
cameras.
Half-Life 1
I've been
looking a
working
lot more
undercover with civil
Don Knotts-ish
protection. I
than
can't take too long or they'll get suspicious. I'm
Matt
way
LeBlanc-ish.
behind on my beating quota.
Yes, Barney, what is it? I'm in the middle of a critical test.
On the other
Sorry,
hand,
Doc, but
what they
look
are
who's
doing,
here.
if you're
Great
considering this
Scott!
in time,
Gordon
is
Freeman!
to more
I
or
expected
less
more warning.
be
Yeah, you and me
saying
both.
that, oh hey, do you remember all of these things from Half-Life 1? What you're more or less doing is getting, you're more or less getting a refresher course on, hi, this is Half-Life 1, this is what you might remember from it, and
Good to see you.
yeah, this
Okay, Gordon.
a nice
You're
little
gonna have to
refresher
make your own
course
way
of,
to
oh,
Dr.
hey,
Kleiner's lab.
Dr. Kleiner.
Oh, man,
Didn't
that's
really
what
know
I was
his
afraid
name
of.
was,
Get in
but
here, Gordon,
hey, nerdy
before you
mad
blow my
scientist.
cover.
You've got Barney. Don't really remember him looking that way, but
Pile up
right
some
now
stuff to
you're
get
in
through
the
that window.
fresh
Keep
coat
going
of
till
point
you're in the plaza.
fresh
I'll meet up
coat
with you
of
later.
paint phase. Okay, and here we are learning baby's first Half-Life 2 physics puzzle. Okay, and one thing I kind of didn't appreciate about this is, even though there's no real push here that makes you desperate enough to maybe, you know, jump out of a window and maybe break your legs, because right now there's no legs and no real notion of, is this safe? But there's nothing that's actually driving you saying, oh my god, I must to make this desperate jump out of this window. And then it smashes and you're like, oh, okay. Which I'm curious to see if they pay that off and actually allow it to, you know. Well, I'm curious to see if they'll actually say, okay, this is how you can judge safety, and you can actually use this tool, that the knowledge that into jumping out onto a box can actually save your skin. Once again, just in case you actually just budged it, they give you another little primer of how you're actually going to do things. And of course they're going to say,
Of course, your question touches on one of the
oh,
basic
you must
biological
meet all these bad,
and
awful
all its
people.
associated hopes and fears for the future of the species. I also detect some unspoken questions. Do our
And
benefactors really know
A
what's
little
best
bit more
for us?
exposition,
What
giving
gives
us a
them
little
the
bit more
right to make
texture
such
and
decisions?
that condescending
Will they ever
paternalistic
deactivate
tone
the
that Brain
suppression
is
field
giving
and let
us
breed again?
isn't engineered to make
Allow me
you
to
go,
address the anxieties
who is this
underlying
guy
your
and
concern,
why is he pegged
rather
for
than
this?
try to answer every possible
And
question you might have left unvoiced.
Another fun moment.
First,
If you heard that
let us
music kick
consider the
in
fact
just
that
ever
for the
so
first
slightly,
time ever,
seeing green,
as a
and
species,
the tower,
immortality is
Huh.
in our reach.
cute.
This simple
Once
fact
again,
has
laying out
far-reaching
where are you
implications.
planning
It
to
requires
go.
radical rethinking
This is
and
very, very
genetic comparisons.
well played,
It also
because
requires planning,
they're more or less
forethought, and
prepping you
direct
for the
opposition
final
on
battle
your own
the
terms.
moment you start. Oh, and subtly directing you away from places they don't want you to go. And okay, coming up this ladder. One thing I have never liked about any of the Half-Life games is how, once again, that didn't break, but I never really felt like I was in danger.
This is how it always starts. First the building, then the whole block. They have no reason to come to our place. Don't worry, they'll find one.
Okay. Being able to explore around here, I'm actually a little nonplussed at the moment. It's the railroad nature of all this, even though it is literally just trying to get you point A to point B in the narrative, which, since they're trying to deliver a fair amount of stuff and contextualize the world you're in and give you texture of that world. Yeah, this is essentially a much longer version of the train ride that you're able to self-direct, which is actually really smart on their part, because trying to do another train ride
He's
that
one of
you
us.
did in Half-Life 1, that would have
told you
that
they'd
would
be
have
coming
been
for
a
us
step
next.
back,
This
especially
is one I hope you're wrong.
considering that Half-Life 1, as good as it was,
Can't take it
you
anymore.
could definitely see where narratively it really did much pay off. Okay, and once again, being directed away from things.
In here!
And
There's no
yeah,
time
once
to lose!
again, you are always given a reason to enjoy being near the plebes. They are always a positive reinforcement for you. Oh, hey. And now stakes are raised.
Get in here, quick!
And I'm liking the
moving, head
fact
for the
that
roof.
even though I think I have auto run enabled, but it is nice that when you need to quote unquote get up and go, you're getting up and going. Okay. And that first moment where it says, hey, okay, and in Half-Life 2, one thing that I have to criticize right now is the movement feels not very tactile. Maybe that's a combination of speed and
Over here!
No, you don't.
I forgot. That's actually intended to be a forced fail.
Dr. Freeman, I presume.
Hello, Alex.
We better hurry. The Combine can be slow to wake, but once they're up, you don't want to get in their way.
Interesting little observation.
Dr. Kleiner said you'd be coming this way. I don't think it occurred to him that you might not have a map.
So Alex is being able to give you a little bit of exposition, and
I'm
just
Alex
like
Vance. My father worked with you back in
and
Black
just
Mesa.
like other
I'm sure you don't remember me, though.
companions, such as say
Man, a few words, aren't you?
Clementine in Walking Dead. Yeah, primarily Clementine in Walking Dead is what's
Remember
coming
him
to
from
me.
Black Mesa? Your old
Yes.
administrator. Don't get my dad started on Dr. Breen.
Yeah, primarily is that
Through here.
you're always getting help from this companion, which will, of course, pay off when you're actually having to fight alongside her, in the fact that, you know, you depend on her, and also Alex was one of the very first AI companions that did not piss people off.
Funny, you showing up on this day in particular.
Actually, Alex is still a pretty solid AI companion.
We've been helping people
Good
escape the city on foot.
presentation, good voice
It's a dangerous
acting.
route to my father's lab, through the
She
old canals.
almost never feels like a
Today, we're
millstone
finally on the
around
verge
her.
of having a better way. Here, let me buy you a drink.
Huh.
Oh, and by the
Fun
way,
and funny.
nice to finally meet you.
tiny bits of subversion. And here we go. Oh. Is that lighting?
Where did she get to? Lamar, come out of there!
Uh-oh, everything all right, Dr.
And
Kleiner?
here we get to
Hello,
have
Alex. Well, almost all right.
little bit of
Lamar has
story
gotten out
section.
of her crate again. If I didn't know better, I'd
And
suspect Barney
right
of
now
trapping
you're
and, my goodness.
thinking, oh, hey,
Gordon Freeman.
cat.
It really is you, isn't it?
I found him wandering around outside. Bit of a troublemaker, isn't he?
We owe a great deal to Dr. Freeman, even if trouble does tend to follow in his wake.
Okay, they're
I must say,
establishing
Gordon, you
a
come at a
place
very
where
opportune time.
basically
Alex has just installed the final piece for our resurrected
NPCs
teleport.
have an
I can't
excuse
take
to
any
say
credit for the
something
breakthrough,
to
Doctor.
you,
Nonsense. Your
and
talents
your
surpass
silence
your loveliness.
does not
Let's just
seem
see if this thing
particularly
works, okay?
charming, which
Well,
is
is he
a
here?
decent bit of writing.
There you are. Man, Gordon, you stirred up the hive. We can't keep him here long, Doc. It'll jeopardize everything we've worked for.
Don't worry, he's coming with me.
That's right, Barney. This is a red letter day. We'll inaugurate the new teleport with a double
Okay,
transmission.
You mean it's working?
So,
For real this time?
exposition.
I still have nightmares about that cat.
No, there's nothing to be nervous about.
cat?
We've made major strides
And of
since then.
course.
Major strides.
What
This
cat?
is a really cheap
Doc,
laugh and
since
joke.
he's not taking the streets, you might as
but
well
it
get him out of his
works.
civvies.
What?
And the
Oh
next
dear,
joke
you're
coming
right.
up
I almost
is
forgot.
actually a
Barney,
really cute
I'll give
subversion.
you the honor.
Huh. I've got to get back on my ship.
I'm gonna go check
But
the channel.
okay. Rid of that pest.
Certainly
Aha!
not. Never fear, Gordon.
Lamar's
She's
a
DB
hedge
and
crab,
completely harmless.
Which
the worst she
considering
might
how
do is
annoying
attempt to
and
couple
actually,
with your
frankly,
head.
a little on the
Fruitless.
terrifying side they were.
Get that thing away from me.
Yeah.
Here, my
The
pet.
whole idea that
Up. No, not
Okay.
up there. No.
and it also
no.
tells you
Careful,
just
Lamar.
exactly what you need
Those
to
are
know
quite
about Dr.
fragile.
Kleiner, that
Oh,
he
fine.
wants
It'll be
a
another week before I can
crab
hook her out.
to
Yeah,
meet
longer
with
if
his
we're
head.
lucky.
Barney!
It's a
You're not
it's
an animal
really
person.
hilarious, but oh hey, and of course
Well, Gordon, go
they
ahead.
give us
Slip into your
a
suit
nice
now.
hero presentation of an iconic piece of equipment, and yep, add a little bit of music to give that badass chord right there, and this is where the game actually
Well,
starts
Gordon, I see your
to get you
HEV
in
suit
the
still
notion
fits
that,
you like a
hey,
glove. At least the glove.
everything old is new again.
I've made a few
and you are
modifications,
going
but I'll
to
just acquaint
be
you
a
with the
little bit of a
essentials.
badass.
Now
A
let's see.
silent badass, but yeah, there will be
The
cool
Mark
things.
V hazardous environment suit has been redesigned for comfort and utility. Oh dear.
Doc, we don't have time for this.
Meanwhile, let's get this show on the road.
Nice presentation. Some of these textures are, you know, a little low res, but you know, I do have to say, the overall aesthetic of this, it holds up. It does not look brand spanking great, but it all fits. It's very aesthetically unified.
Gordon, why don't you position yourself near the panel over there and wait for my word?
Isaac, are you there?
Yes,
No,
yes,
no.
Eli. Bit of a holdup on this end. You'll never guess who found his way into our lab this morning.
That's not who I think it is.
Indeed it is, and it's our intention to send him packing straight away in the company of your lovely daughter.
Are you ready for us, Dad?
We're all set on this end.
Then let's do it.
In hindsight, the
See,
whole
massless
Dr.
field
Kleiner
function self-limit,
just
and I've clamped the manifold parameters to
the idea that
raise an
Alex
empty
is
orbital
actually, you know, a
Conditions
fierce
could hardly
member
be
of the
more ideal.
resistance.
That's what you said last time.
Yeah, that just seems
Initializing in 3, 2, 1. Oh, fiddlesticks. What now?
Oh hey, physics
Doc-
puddle.
Excellent.
Okay.
You gonna let Gordon throw the switch?
Gordon, go right ahead.
Alright. I get to use my use key. Sweet.
Very good. Final sequence. Commencing now.
Yes, I may have to interact with the environment in a way that does not involve shooting it. Okay, so
Well,
lighting.
did it work?
And
See for yourself.
Hey, Doc.
Thank goodness. My relief is almost palpable.
Fantastic work, Izzy.
Well, I can't take all the credit. Dr. Freeman proved an able assistant.
Let's go ahead and
it
bring
is a little
Gordon
slow
through
paced,
now.
though.
Right you are. Speak to you again in a few moments.
Good job, Gordon. Throwing that switch and all. I can see your MIT education really pays for itself.
All right, Barney.
Okay.
Your turn.
That's
Gee,
pretty
thanks.
funny.
Gordon, as soon as you're in position,
And it's a
we'll
nice
send
little
you Eli.
meta lampshade
Not a
hanging
moment too
on
soon.
the whole fact that you are supposedly an MAIT trained physicist.
Initialize.
You are
in
supposed
3,
to be extraordinarily smart,
1.
very cerebral,
Barney, if you'll be so kind.
Good luck out there, Gordon.
You're basically
Yes, indeed.
mute.
We're ready
and
to project you, Gordon.
blindly
Bon
shoot
voyage,
things.
and best of luck in your future endeavors. Final sequence. The hell? What is it?
It's your head, the freaking head humper.
Ready? Look out!
There he is.
Is Lamar with him? Forget about that thing.
He's coming through, Dad.
What's going on, Judy?
I'm not sure. It seems to be some kind of interference.
Gordon, stay put. We'll get you out of there.
Something's drawing him away.
And
What's the meaning of this?
last time you saw one of
Are
those
you?
guys. Oh hey!
get in
and
here?
We see our big
He's back. I'm getting him out of there.
So all of our primary characters,
Just lost Gordon.
our quick little previews.
Don't worry, Gordon.
There he is.
See,
We're losing him again.
The man I saw, I'm all but certain it was
Gordon Freeman.
even worse. Okay.
He didn't come through.
Then where is he?
Behind you. Shut it down. Shut it down.
You must get out of here. Run! Get down out of sight. I'll come find you.
Okay. And now. Okay. We're actually, for once, free in the world. Okay. So now we get to just bomb on out. Huh. Okay, one thing that I have noticed so far, we're seeing loading screens pretty darn quickly, which I remember them not being particularly egregious back in the day. But oh, hey.
Hey, Gordon. The Citadel's on full alert. I've never seen it lit up like that.
Yep.
Get out of City
And a
17 as
quick
fast
little
as you can,
reminder of
Gordon.
where you're
Take the old
going.
canals, right? They'll get you to Eli's lab. It's a dangerous route, but there's a whole network of refugees, and they'll help you if they can. I'd come with you, but I gotta look after Dr. Kleiner.
Letting them know.
Oh,
or
and
letting the
before
player
I
know
forget,
that, yep,
I
you're
think you
eventually
dropped
going to
this
meet a
back
whole
in Black
bunch of
Mesa.
people.
Good luck out there, buddy.
Oh.
You're gonna need it.
And the way you're going to do it is by going straight toward what will be your end goal of the game. And now you have your first weapon. And from there, you're allowed to just go on out. Gives you a loop. Actually, this is nice because since you've been kind of pushed through all of here, it does actually say, yeah, this is a new way to interact with your environment and also potentially opening up new paths. Yep. So you get getting ahead that your crowbar is also entrance area. And once again, another load screen. Yeah. So obviously Half-Life 2's levels and stuff were targeted at much more modest hardware. I mean, really. My Athlon... Oh.
Stop! We didn't do anything!
Okay. Okay.
They're looking for you now. You'd better run. There's nothing else you can do here.
Okay. So we have... Okay, so we have our very first gun. Okay. So, anything down there? No. Okay, so... Okay. Okay. One thing, let's see, zoom on in. I will say this though, even though the G-Man's model looked a little on the low poly side, these Combine officers, or whatever they always look good. Actually, that's something I always have to notice, is that even when the Combine soldiers don't look great, or like, they always look really, really good. Like, somehow the lighting and the modeling and the texturing... Oh. Yeah, there was just a lot of thought put into how Valve constructed this. Yeah. Even though this game is, what is it, 11 years old? Well, I'm not sure how this particular version of the engine that you're seeing is, but it always just looks really, really nice. Well presented. Okay, also establish that, yes, you can, quick little jumping puzzle, jumping puzzle, jumping puzzle, health pack. Okay.
Status invasion in progress in this community. Respawn items required.
Okay, another nice little effect that I see here is that how whenever a Combine soldier dies, you always hear that little flatline sound. Ooh. Ah. There. Oh, fun. Always making sure that you are... Okay. Even if you have a rough time there, they're making sure that you're not going to be left high and dry, especially after you are about to pop right out. Stalker is definitely not the game to play if you're diehard on pit scan weapons. Basically, if you don't know what those are weapons where, okay, see the crosshairs right here. Oop. There's no real bullet drop on the pistol in Half-Life. It's basically wherever the center dot of that crosshair is, that's where the hit will be registered, or in this case, scan. Hit scan. And I obviously missed something. So I missed. Okay. The next part of Half-Life, or at least the Half-Life franchise, that always feels a little wonky now. Water. I mean, the water itself looks beautiful. Like, and this is one of those things that the first time you saw this back in 2004, you were flabbergasted at how good this thing looked. Actually, in this case, what I mean is just the bobbing up and out of water. Okay. Yeah, it's actually something that I've always noticed.
Oh, God. Guess those sirens are for you, huh? Good thing you found us. You're not the first to come through here by
This is the Freeman. The Combine's reckoning has come.
Huh. And the last time you saw a Vortigaunt,
we're
other
just a
than
lookout for
in
the Underground Railroad.
the lab,
Main
was
station's right around the corner.
as something that
They'll
was
get you
trying to
started on
kill
the
you.
right foot.
So the fact that there's
Meanwhile,
a
let my Vortigaunt
Vortigaunt,
friend here give you a jolt to get you going.
and when he zaps you, and it helps you,
be careful now.
That's a great little signifier that
Civil Protection catches you down here. It's bad news for the whole railroad.
We serve the same mystery.
And also that fun little bit where...
Get outta here.
Huh, what the heck was that? We serve the same mystery. Are you talking about...
Confirm your video status with local protection immediately.
And another loading screen.
Attention protection team. Status invasion in progress in this community. Respawn. Isolate.
Quick little cue that, yes, large amounts of your environment can actually be destroyed.
Inaction is conspiracy. Report counter behavior.
And visual cue that sometimes stepping lightly might be encouraged. Oh, here's an enemy.
Report counter behavior to a civil protection team.
That moment where it essentially says, guess what? You might have to, well, basically what it says is that not all of your enemies will look like soldiers. You will have animals as well as people trying to kill them.
Hey, over here!
And no, got it.
Sword sterilized. Citizens reminded. In action. Report counter behavior. Ground protection team. Alert. Close. Isolate. Expose. Administer. Remaining units contained. Attention, community. Unrest procedure code is now in effect. Inoculate, shield, hostile.
And there's cover to duck behind.
Now compliant defenders. Now protection.
Oh, hey.
Alert. Code.
Realization
Expose. Administer.
Oh, hey.
Behavior consistent with now compliant defenders. Now protection team. Alert. Code. Expose. Administer.
Inside is...
Station 12, come in.
Okay, so...
This is Station 8.
Having now lived in the era of the regenerating health
Railway stations.
shooter,
Repeat.
it's
Civil protection is coming down on underground stations. We're already getting refugees from 9 and outlying.
Fun.
Looks like we're...
Bunch of stuff,
You copy?
and...
Station 8, are you there?
Ah, your first real...
Alert. Code. Isolate. Expose.
Uh-oh. That kinda... Try. Mainly because I want the big boomy gun again. Okay. And I do believe that's the game's way of saying you may merrily rule. Shall we?
Protection team alert.
Ah.
Evidence of
And I am
accidental
funneled
activity
straight in.
this
Okay.
community.
Nice little lambda symbol.
Contain.
Okay, one thing I do find a little is the notion that the same power that powers your flashlight and your sprint, it actually does come across as just a little forced. It's one of those quote-unquote odd little things that even though you're...
Over here!
Oh, hey.
Keep going, friend. That station was raided, but there's others up ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay here in case any others come through. Gotta keep the railway alive.
Nice. Serves as both exposition and cue that, yes, you're doing something, there is an organization larger than you. You can press on. Okay. More water. And... okay, it's the maneuvering through water that I never like in these games. And... oh, yep, and I went the right way. I think I did it. Another another evolution from the era of the, aiming down the sight shooter is with hit scan weapons and nice sectors. Also, very minimalist HUD that essentially just says, gives you your two. By the way, just a moment. Oh, hey, hello. It was off grid.
Remaining units contained.
Reinforcement teams code 3, moving to hard point.
Okay. And we're in Crouchyville.
You are now charged with social engagement level 5. Endangerment level 1. Protection unit, Constitution code. Duty stored. Midnight. Protection alert. Evidence of accidental activity in this community. Code. Assemble. Class. Contain.
Okay. Okay, quick little resupply. And again, very much. Very much get to see where the roots of a 90s shooter are. With all these bits of weapon replacement, having to, you know, show where health is. Very nice. No, oh. Oh, hey. Oh, man. Not fun, not fun. Very atmospheric. Okay. Oh. Okay, and fine. And that's not fun. I fully expect there's going to be another health boost and some. And our very first physics puzzle. Okay. And getting us back on the whole idea of, yup, physics puzzle. Life 2, the physics puzzle. And maybe need one more. And this is actually another place where, you know, some of the tactile feel of, you know, lifting a cinder block is actually a little defeated by the fact that I was just able to lift it up and down, or like that 50-gallon drum of oil that I was able to just lift up like it's no big thing. Yeah, that's one place where, hey, oh hey, I want to run away from that. forgot that there's a barnacle there. And thank you for reinforcing the point that I need to use. Okay. And reassuring Lambda that lets me know that yes, indeed, this is the right. Stocking me up again. In a way, I almost feel like the game is holding my hand just a little bit. Which, considering that this was Valve's tentpole game, that they were banking an entire online service on, questioning that a lot of your players with brutal difficulty straight away in, you don't. And also, you are more or less explaining to people.
Get in here, hurry! Oh. Civil protection is on us. Tearing up the railroad, covering our tracks. Well, it looks like you're gonna be the last one through. Be glad you're not the guy they're looking for. Poor bastard doesn't stand a chance. Sounds like they're calling in every CP unit in City 17. Now they're flooding the areas up ahead with manhats. You better get going before they sweep through here.
Oh shit! Too late!
Fun. Tiny little like but man, that very first introduction and the fact that you're very narrow hallways, yeah, well played. Nice first introduction to what is, on the whole, a very low-level minor enemy, but with that sort of build-up, you're just like, ooh, I do not want that to be. Yep, and another resupply. Ooh, everything. Ammo, health, and armor? Huh. Yes, this could be out. No business being as easy to move as it is. But, you know. Pulling a drawing muscle. Okay, and they are shooting me with. I get a new gun. Just like Half-Life 1, there's a potential grenade launcher, but also a very zesty submachine. Oh, yeah. And this is just counterintuitive. Okay, so there feels like there should be some sort of way forward. That implies that there's a way through here, but... Ah! Does this actually do?
Attention, ground unit. Admin citizens reported unit. Code. Lock. Authorized. Stabilized.
Separations. This should actually... By all considerations, this should actually work. Okay. Well, I'm going to take a break for a bit, and I will catch you later.
Attention all.